All right, I'm going to show you a way to strengthen the hip flexors using an elastic band and securing it using a door. So you can do this with anything that won't fit under a door. You could use a 2x4, you can use a brick. I'm going to use my bike lock right here, and my elastic band is a bike tire. So I'm going to take this, and before I do anything else, I'm just going to go ahead and tie one end onto the lock. And this is an elastic band. I'm just doing a simply looping this over. And the friction of this, once it's stretching, is going to keep this in place. But just to be safe, I'm going to loop it twice. And this is going to go on the other side of that door with the band coming underneath as I'm pulling, so that it won't cut in, so basically it won't get loose. Now on the other side, I'm going to make a loop. And I'm going to go ahead and tie this end. And this will slide a little bit probably, but that's okay. So I just need to hook this with my foot. And I'm going to go ahead and do this sucker twice as well, just to see that everything's nice and secure. All right, and then I'm going to put this under the door. So the band goes underneath. Make sure it fits underneath. There we are. The lock's on the other side. I'm going to lock the door itself so the door doesn't open accidentally. And then going to make sure the band is secured. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and hook my foot. And what I'm going to do is going to come down onto my back. And this is going to be with one leg at a time. The band's big enough that if I really want to, I could do two legs. One leg's probably a little more effective. Well, let's try two first. Why not? So I'm going to come down onto my back. And with my hands on the floor, this will keep me grounded. I've got my feet looped with the band. And I'm just going to pull my knees in as tight as I can toward my chest. And then let go. And there's really no tension here. So I'm using the hip flexors and using the core to pull the legs in tight. And then let go. And take it back and forth like this. Now, when you're doing this kind of thing, what I recommend is pausing. Once you've pulled everything into the maximum, try to hold for, say, like 5 seconds at a time if you're doing this for repetitions. And if you want a longer hold, you can do something that's more like 15 to 30 seconds. And if you want more tension, and if I want more tension here, and I could probably handle a little bit more, all I have to do is pull further away from the door. So again, I'm on my back, I'm going to pull my knees in, and then let go. And again, pull in. And then let go, and pull in, and then let go. And this is using both feet. Now, it may actually be a little bit more effective to use 1 foot at a time, all right? It'll take more time, and you'll feel this a little bit differently, especially if there's a difference between the two legs. This is a good way to even things out. So I'm just going to start this with my right foot, basically on the loop. The left foot's on the floor, both arms down. I'm going to pull my right knee in as tight as I can. And it's okay if my pelvis lifts, because what matters is that I'm pulling everything in close and keeping the tension here. And then let that go. And then pull in again. And let that go. And again, if I want more tension, I can just come further away from the door. And pull in and let go. And then repeat that on the other side, and you are definitely going to feel that in the hip flexors. So the maximum tension is when you've tried to find the maximum compression, the complete engagement at the hinge of the hip, and it's a good way to work on that. Now, if you want to take things and work the hip flexor from a bit more of a stretched out range. So this is going to be shortened. The hip flexors shorten almost completely when you pull in like this. And if you want to go ahead and work the same sort of tension and let the hip flexors be a little bit longer, then you can pull away. I'm just going to lean back here and pull in, not quite as tight, but I've still got tension in the hip flexors. I'm still going to feel it here, and it's going to feel a bit different. And sometimes when you got a little bit of a deficit in the strength or just want to figure out how to turn the muscle on, this kind of thing can be good for just starting to light all that up and work the legs in different positions. But if you want to work the extreme, then you want to be able to pull your thigh in toward your belly and use as much tension, as much resistance as you can to hold on to that position. So it's kind of a DIY hack right here. You can use pretty much anything that you need to anchor things from the door. And if you were in a gym, you could use it with a cable machine and a cuff and that kind of thing. But obviously I don't have that right now. So I'm making do the best I can with what I actually have. And I recommend you do the same.